So, Mark, can you just start out by talking a little bit about your coverage of women's combat sports? You've been a reporter in that for quite a while now, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's got to be right around 8 or 9 years now.
Wow.
I've been covering women's mixed martial arts for that long. And then when I started Wombat Sports, I wanted to dive into more into the Muay Thai and boxing. It's been difficult as of late because MMA has just been so massive.
Mm.
But I mean, I try my best to try to get some coverage. I mean, there was a breaking story that just came out today, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. That Tiffany Van Soest is signed with Glory Kickboxing,
Yeah.
which is a huge story, and I think one of the biggest female multi stories we've had in the past couple of years. The reason why I say that is the fact that Tiffany could be the Ronda Rousey of women's kickboxing. Just the fact that she's had so much star power behind her now, and now she's going to be on UFC Fight Pass, but it'll give her more eyes on her. So we'll see a lot of these girls go into the Glory the kickboxing ring. So we'll be seeing a lot more girls there as well. So um, I think it's a big deal in terms of getting some of these fighters that some people may not know about, that you and I know about. Um, is going to really kind of make a huge impact. But long story short, I mean, yeah, it's something that I've always had a passion about. I kind of got the kickboxing end of it and Muay Thai and the grappling just for the MMA fighters that have done MMA fights that have come from those disciplines. We're seeing, more pure MMA fighters coming out now, but a bunch of these girls came from kickboxing background. So it's been an interesting ride, and I got to meet some very interesting people like yourself.
Nice. So you tend to cover, maybe because there's more of it, women's MMA. So what was it that drew you to making a movie about a Muay Thai fighter? Like, how did you get the idea to make this movie?
It was, I mean, I knew of you. I've known of you for several years. We've interviewed each other a lot, and I wanted a documentary for the Artemis Film Festival. I had a fiction film that didn't make it into the cut, but I wanted to hedge my bets because I knew that I didn't think the quality of the work I did on that film was going to be good enough to. It wasn't a bad film. The story was correct.
Mm.
I think the acting was great. It's just the execution wasn't the way I really wanted it. So what happened was I needed another movie, and seeing your story, I think, inspired me to do that. I mean, first of all, you have an incredible story. You've documented it very, very well over the past couple of years, and it was something that I thought that it's a story that I think more people needed to see, and I think all these things came together, and I asked you if you would let me do it, and sure enough, you gave me permission, and that's how Young Roy came about. So it was really great to be able to work on this piece and really just tell your story and dig into the meat of the story that you have done, which is a huge story. It was very difficult to try to get through all that footage and just tweak out over 2 hours worth of stuff. We could have went in a good 3 or 4 hours if we really wanted to.
But this is, Mark, this is what's so amazing to me, is that you somehow threaded together such a simple and beautiful narrative out of so much material. And I don't know how you did that. Like, what was your process of going through all of those videos and picking out the right pieces to make this narrative? You did such a good job.
It was about the journey. I mean, I've come from a screenwriting background, so you kind of have to look at the hero's journey. What in this case she went through all the way straight through her story, how she changed, what obstacles she had to run through. And yeah, it was difficult at times because there were some stories, there were some subplots I wanted to get to, but like I said, I just couldn't because there just wasn't enough time.
Mm.
I didn't think want me to do a 3 hour piece. So it was just a question of getting that story out and then just taking out what I could, I wish I could get to, but wasn't, I don't say important, but wasn't important to the story overall. I figure when we do the DVD, we'll have those little extra stories tied into some of the extras. when we get that taken care of. But it was all about the journey, and that's the thing I think a lot of filmmakers and a lot of documentary filmmakers need to do. They need to have a beginning where there's a challenge of some sort. This is all classical screenwriting technique. This comes all the way from the Greeks, all the way back there. Have a hero face the challenge, go through the challenges, small challenges in order to make the challenges at the end of the thing, and then make a really good resolution. And I think your story was absolutely perfect in that aspect, because we did have a goal at which the 100 fights at the end of it. And we started off with you being this really interesting character in terms of the fact that you decide to drop everything, go out of the world that you know, and come into this world that nobody knows. And that's the true artistry of story making. And like I said, your story just absolutely fit that perfectly.
And did you just do all of that on like editing software on a computer? Just
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was able to download a lot of your stuff online, and I was worried about the quality. The quality actually turned out very, very good. And it was just a question of going through that stuff and really kind of making it. I basically had to buy a new editor in order to do your movie, just because I didn't need the space, because you guys had so much stuff to do about it. And I really needed an editor anyway, because I wanted to edit a little bit faster. My system was so overloaded with my other movie, and I really needed something that had just be dedicated to editing, nothing else. So I physically had to get a computer, and I got a pretty good computer for $99. And basically, all it does is edit. It has a lot of space on it. It has enough RAM and all that to take care of what I needed. So it worked out beautifully. And really, it was pressing under wire. The first one I got, it had a problem, so I had to send it back, and they had to send me another one. So I was really under the wire it only took me about an hour. It took me about a week for me to get everything kind of down to what the final product was we sent to Artemis. So yeah, it was a tough task just to edit it, but yeah, it worked absolutely beautifully. So and I was a very simple editor. It wasn't anything too complicated. So yeah, so some of these filmmakers I know are really into trying to get these high-level, high-end editors. I know I want one a little bit better next time, just for the sound, but sometimes it just doesn't need to be fancy. It needs to be able to work. So it's great to be able to have everything kind of worked out really beautifully on that too.
Nice. So this is premiering on the 22nd of April in LA at the Artemis Film Festival.
Yep, a very beautiful theater in Beverly Hills is going to be the one that's where it's going to be at. We're opening the festival. There's a short film that'll actually open the festival before us. It will be part of our block, and I can give you that information here. It's a movie called Sudden Master, and it's been a part of a couple of film festivals already. So they'll do they have this nice little short film tying in with it, and then we'll go to our block, and then after that we'll get stunt panels. So I have to rush after the viewing is done. I have to rush, get ready for the red carpet that night, and then I'll be a part of the red carpet that evening. So it's great to be able to be opening it up, and yeah, it was great. I mean, when we got the call, it was I've been waiting to get the call to see when both or either or one or the other came through. So the story goes is that I got a rejection letter first, and then I emailed him back, says, is it just one or is it both? And then the guy says, hold on one second, the acceptance letters haven't come out yet. And then a couple hours later, we got that acceptance letter. So it was great to be able to see that. I had all my cards in place. I knew this was going to make it through. On the 22nd. So we're opening up. Really great weekend of films on there as well. Prairie. I'm trying to remember her last name. I'm trying to not butcher her last name. Reggio, who's out of New Jersey. She does the Girl Fight Gym out in New Jersey, Muay Thai. Her documentary will actually be playing on Saturday. So she's going to be a part of the festival. So I think those are the two Muay Thai documentaries that are going to be a part of it. We have quite a few boxing ones as well that's going to be a part of it. And of course, a couple of MMA ones, Fight Valley with Misha Tate and the Cyborg and Holly Holm or is playing Friday night during the red carpet screenings. So there's plenty of women's combat represented this year at the festival. Quite a few documentaries as well. So I think ours is the only full length documentary in terms of fighting. So.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Marq. It's a lot of work, and it sounds like it's going to be a very exciting event.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, to be able to be a part of the red carpet, to meet so many great people that are going to be there. I mean, there's so many fighters that are going to be there taking part. I've invited quite a few people as well. Actually, a couple comedians that I know are going to be there. And then I tried to get a couple Muay Thai fighters in the area to come by, but I know that a couple of them said that I tried to get Roxy Richardson to go, but she said she has a class at that time. But I kind of like going, well, please invite as many people in the area as possible. So I'm trying to get as many people as I possibly can at this screening as well. So I've been really kind of pounding the pavement, as it were, and that and the promotional end of things. So it's been a wild ride, and definitely I'm very, very proud to be representing this as well. You did such a great job over the past couple of years documenting your journey. A lot of people will do these little vlogs, and they'll say, hey, all I'm going to do is talk on camera. You physically went into training sessions, videotaped those training sessions. You went and videotaped your fights. You went and did some aftermath of those fights, some post-fight. You did everything, and that's a documentary filmmaker's dream. We can't just live off of just people talking to the camera. We can't do that. It's not, and it doesn't make the story as much interesting as well. And that was the beauty of this project, is that you were able to do that, so it makes it a lot more exciting and a lot more really, really great to be able to do that as well. And yeah, I'm just so happy I had the opportunity to be able to take that footage and really make this documentary and put it out to the world, so you're a fan, so you gain a little bit more fans and a lot of people as well. And I will say at the end credits, we do thank every single one of your contributors. It is on the film now, so it'll be interesting to see those names, which is interesting because actually the crew and the cast is not very big.
Yeah.
But yeah, those credits just go to a lot of your contributors, a lot of my contributors as well for my company, and but it's kind of great because it's going to be semi-short, because then that takes the edge off the 2 hours and 6 minutes worth of footage that we have and the story. So yeah, it's great. And I will say that the Artemis Film Festival, the movie, if you guys want to head out, if you're in the LA area and you're a fan of Sylvie's, and just want to go see, I recommend you guys see a lot of these films that are going to be out there. But if you want to see Sylvie's film, it's only $8 to go and watch it. That's a really good deal. You're seeing us and Sudden Master both. So it's a great time. I know it's a Friday afternoon, but it's well worth it if you want to skip your job or something like that, or take an afternoon off to watch our stuff. It's going to be really, really great. We'll have a short little Q&A session afterwards to talk a little bit about the movie and the processes as well. I wish we could somehow get you over there to there, but obviously you're busy right now. Almost to what? You got to be within like 12 to 150, right?
Sorry?
You got to be within 12 fights to 150, right?
Oh yeah, I'm getting close. It's I'm at 145 overall, 135 in Thailand.
Yeah, how many do you have before we shoot? Maybe what, 2?
Maybe, I don't know, something like that.
It'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow, so.
Yeah, I have so I'll have 3 in the time before the 22nd, and then I have one on the 23rd, which will be the 22nd for you. So I'll be at almost 150.
149, okay. So I tell the audience that now, because that'll be my postscript as well. And you know, a lot of the interviews I've been doing these little interests about you, and it'll probably be what I'll do at Artemis, talk about how you got to that place, how you got to the point where you decided to move to Thailand, and then you know, and people were asking me to describe the movie, and that I began with your story at the beginning and how you started out in Muay Thai. So it'll be an interesting thing to be able to show, again, show your story all the way straight through and all that as well, and maybe we'll do a follow up as you reach 200.
Yeah, it'd make a good sequel, right? It could be Songroy. Let's make it 200.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I mean, it's a great story, and you know, I mean, I won't be surprised next year if I'll have a documentary or two again in Artemis. I've got a couple of ideas. One of them actually is kind of inspired by you. I want to do one about people's scars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk. You know, so many of these women have these scars. If sometimes it's not just fighting. It's because of some kind of trauma or something like that. I would love to tell those stories about those people. So that's something I've got another movie, another fiction movie that I'm doing with my brother. As soon as we get that done, that documentary is probably next in line for next year. I'm probably not doing another fiction film. I'll probably do a documentary this time around too. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, I got plenty, so you know.
Yeah,
let's chat.
I mean, yeah, you do a really great blog on bloody faces, and you know, and you know, you see so many of these gals. You know, it shatters the taboo of the fact that these are pretty girls coming in, and you know, not wanting to get their faces touched or anything like that. And I think it's a really interesting story, in that fact that, you know, you ladies are willing to just go all out for the thing as well. I'm interested to see the reaction for some of the people that don't know Muay Thai about the hole in your nose. I think that's going to be the most interesting part of the reaction of the audience.
Yeah.